Guys, is Pruvit okay? I don't think they are. But anyways, hello. How's it going? I hope you guys are having an awesome day. If you are brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Are they ever okay? Not really, but especially now, I feel like. Oh, it's going to be an interesting ride. I feel like this is going to be kind of a potpourri, if you will, or a collection, a collection of Pruvit things. So that's what today's live is going to be. Before I get into any of that, let me go ahead and run the disclaimer, and I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Am I being rated by Lushy? I love that. Thank you so much. Welcome, Raiders. Not like the Las Vegas Raiders, but welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And Savannah, I can't even imagine, but if you need any help or if there's anything I can do, feel free to reach out. I would love to help. And coffee. Oh, I love the coffee emojis. Y'all are amazing. We have some things to talk about. Yeah. Did y'all hear that there is another lawsuit involving Pruvit and Brian Underwood? Michael Rutherford is suing Brian Underwood and Pruvit again. I want to share this with you guys so that you can see it. Give me just a second to set everything up here. Charlene posted this or shared this in the Discord. By the way, if you are not in the Discord and you're a member, you should. You should definitely join. This was posted or shared, if you will, in the Discord today for members and dated today. And it reads, and this is from Behind MLM. And by the way, before I even get into any of it, the sources in this video description, you should definitely check out. I have linked Brianna Jewell's deep dive on Pruvit. She did such an excellent job, in my opinion. And the science behind it and all of that, it was an incredible video, along with many other things, including this article from Behind MLM. So please make sure that you are supporting this website and Oz, because this is incredible what he does and the information that is provided. All right, so I'm going to read this real quick. Former master distributor Michael Rutherford has sued Pruvit and CEO Brian Underwood again. Also, Oz, the snark in this, we love it. We're here for it. The June 20th Texas filed lawsuit is the latest legal escalation between Rutherford and his former MLM company. To recap, Rutherford, I just glitched there, I apologize. Rutherford sued Pruvit in June 2023, last summer. It's a summer thing. It must be. You know, it must be. I don't know. Alleging his commissions had tanked, been suspended, and Underwood had been misappropriating his income. In parentheses, Underwood wanted to make the arrangement official after Pruvit stopped paying executive commissions. There are two pictures of them. Master distributor Michael Rutherford is on the left, Brian Underwood on the right, even though I've already scrolled down. And Rutherford claims that the Pruvit CEO, Brian Underwood, is a bully. Okay. Rutherford, Underwood, and Pruvit reached an undisclosed settlement in August 2023. Pruvit sued Rutherford and Keisha O'Neill in April of 2024, alleging the pair violated the settlement by cross-recruiting into a separate business venture. The thing that's interesting about this is within the first few months of this year, through April of 2024, we saw Michael Rutherford going on all these trips and acting like they were giving social media advice. And I think at one point he was shopping for Cybertrucks or looking at Cybertrucks, taking pictures at the dealership, things of that nature. That's going to become very important here shortly. Let me read on. Instead of filing a counterclaim, Rutherford and O'Neill have now filed their own lawsuit. Pruvit and Underwood are named defendants. Rutherford states he filed his own lawsuit because of a pending motion to dismiss in the Pruvit case, as well as an accompanying motion seeking emergency relief. Not surprisingly, Rutherford's lawsuit also pertained to the reached settlement with Pruvit, details of which are provided in Rutherford's complaint. So, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Michael Rutherford, just my opinion. However, the fact that he put in terms of their agreement, which were not available to the public and now are fascinating. Remember the Cybertruck thing. Remember that whole thing. Okay. The settlement agreement set forth the following terms: that plaintiffs were no longer allowed to participate in any way with activities related to Pruvit. And that is referring to Michael Rutherford and Keisha O'Neill, I believe. So they are not, according to the agreement, they were not allowed to participate with any activities related to Pruvit. What could that possibly mean? Well, obviously any events, any company trainings, live streams. I think also participating in the compensation plan. That would be my opinion. I'm not stating that as a fact, but what do you guys think those activities could be? Feel free to drop those in the comments. Okay. That while Rutherford was no longer allowed to participate in Pruvit, he was still entitled to receive 100% of all commissions related to his distributorship position, with a maximum cap of $100,000 per month of earnings. So he couldn't participate in Pruvit activities, but he was still collecting up to $100,000 a month. And that was part of their settlement. So let's go back to how he was traveling all over the world and he was shopping for Cybertrucks, and he probably was, in my opinion, rallying people, or again, in my opinion, getting them to sign up with whatever he was trying to sell at that point, which looked like master resale rights in a way, or some sort of social media coaching, which is wild to me because in my opinion, he's terrible at social media. Anyways, this guy, not only was he, hold on, let me make myself a little bigger here. Not only did he have, according to the lawsuits, the previous lawsuits between him and Brian Underwood and Pruvit, not only did he, or was he, entered into some sort of a special deal with Brian Underwood where Brian would allegedly get a portion of his downline earnings, but this whole time he was getting, allegedly, money from Pruvit and not working in Pruvit, was not allowed to work in Pruvit. So I just wonder, this is what I'm wondering. Was he spinning this like, oh, Pruvit is such bullies, and meanwhile was collecting $100,000 or up to $100,000 a month? I don't know. But I find it very, very interesting. All right, let's keep reading. Let's see. The agreement, this is more of the terms, that Pruvit and Underwood will not take any action to reallocate any distributor in Rutherford's downline, meaning Brian Underwood would not move anybody from Michael Rutherford's downline. In addition, the settlement agreement contained the following vague provision regarding the use of social media. Removal of social media posts. Rutherford and O'Neill shall immediately remove any disparaging remarks regarding Pruvit, Underwood, or any of the representatives from any and all social media sites or applications controlled by Rutherford, O'Neill, and their representatives. So you can't say anything bad about us on any of your social media platforms. Yeah, also very weird arrangement. I agree, Chelsea. Okay. Further, Rutherford and O'Neill shall unfriend and remove as applicable. 1. All Rutherford social media, any current or former Pruvit promoter that Rutherford and or O'Neill has not personally enrolled into Pruvit. And 2, any person that asks to be unfriended or removed from Rutherford's social media. Notice here, according to this, it doesn't mention anything about followers. It just mentions people that they are friends with. And when I think about that, I think about Facebook, because people are going to follow whomever they want to on most platforms, but Facebook is the platform where you actually have to accept friend requests. So I'm wondering if they're specifically talking about Facebook here. Y'all let me know what you think. Yeah, it's giving, if you're friends with Sally, I'm not your friend. Third grade girls everywhere. Exactly, Brandy. I already read that part. Okay. So to summarize it, Pruvit agreed to keep paying Rutherford up to $100,000 a month for leaving the company, and Rutherford agreed to remove anyone from his social media followers who he didn't personally recruit into Pruvit. And I don't know if it's followers or friends, because from above it read friends, and that's a little bit different in my opinion. Rutherford argues that immediately after executing, and I quote, immediately after executing the settlement agreement, Underwood set about screwing him over. Wow, I'm so shocked by that. Underwood, on behalf of himself and Pruvit, took actions to undermine the contract's terms and to ensure that Rutherford did not receive the benefit of his bargain. First, Underwood began recruiting distributors, listen to this, guys, recruiting distributors in Rutherford's downline to join a competing MLM named Frequence. Now, I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if it was the Lisa Grossman video that I did. I don't remember if it was a Frequence video that I did, but I was talking about all of the companies that Terry LaCour owns, all the MLM companies, all of the lab companies, all the marketing companies that Terry LaCour owns, and how he's got his hands in kind of everything. And I remember thinking specifically with Frequence, now, why would this be okay with certain people? Oh, Brian has to have his hand in there some way to allow some of this to happen, to allow Lisa to go to this colostrum, bovine colostrum company. So in my opinion, if Brian, according to this, was recruiting, allegedly, people into Frequence, you can't tell me that he doesn't have a position or some sort of financial gain from doing that. Sure, if he is recruiting allegedly people from Michael Rutherford's downline to join Frequence, okay, that's gonna impact Michael Rutherford's pay from his downline, of course. But why would he be doing that? Why would he be recruiting people allegedly into Frequence? You know what I'm saying? That's wild, right? I know, freaking Frequence. Yeah, I just want to interject here because the above sentence, emphasize mine, is extremely weird, and I agree with that. We have Brian Underwood, the CEO of Pruvit, allegedly cross-recruiting Pruvit distributors into Frequence. Frequence is another LaCour Enterprises MLM company fronted by Barb and Dave Pitcock, who, in my opinion, allegedly have quite an interesting past. I'll just say it that way. In addition to Underwood's alleged recruiting being irresponsible conduct from a corporate executive with fiduciary duties, it's also completely at odds with a Pruvit press release set out on June 18th. In this press release, is Frequence the backup plan when Pruvit tanks? Charlene says, you know, that's a good point. So the press release, Underwood, Terry LaCour, and Chris Harding announced they were selling Pruvit back to themselves. And Oz says in parentheses, yes, I know that's also weird, but it's oddly the least weird thing about all of this. They sold it back to themselves. Come on. And then announced it in a press release. Okay. We are thrilled to announce, this is from the press release, we're thrilled to announce that we are bringing Pruveit back to its roots, says Brian Underwood, one of the original founders. This reacquisition is not just a business decision, but a step towards honoring the legacy that Pruveit has created and ensuring its continued impact in the future. Quote and end quote. The reacquisition aims to refocus, on the core values and fundamentals that have been instrumental in Proveit's journey so far. The founders believe that this move will strengthen the company's market position and enhance its ability to innovate and deliver value to its customers. They sold the company to themselves. What? How is Underwood allegedly cross-recruiting into Frequence, honoring Pruveit's legacy, or strengthening the company's market position? If anything, I hope that these things are making people think twice about joining any of these companies. Because in my opinion, it's weird. Pour out one, I love this. Pour out one for the remaining Pruveit distributors who weren't allegedly cross-recruited and are just finding out about this now. Right, so who owned Pruveit? Great question, Chelsea, because allegedly they did. And they sold it to themselves for, I think it was $107 million or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Getting back to Rutherford's complaint. Underwood had a financial interest in Frequence, hence his efforts to take members of Rutherford's downline to the competing company. Also, Underwood recruited members in Rutherford's downline and placed them in different downlines, thereby removing them entirely from Rutherford's business. These actions had an adverse impact on Rutherford's commission. Now, here's the thing. If Michael Rutherford's position is still present within Pruveit and he is collecting commission off, or not even commission, collecting income from his downline, if he doesn't have access to that back office, how would he wouldn't know what was happening with his downline. He wouldn't know if people were being moved. So my question is, does he still have access to his back office to see what's going on? Or does he, as part of the activities of Pruveit, has that access been removed? So that's my question. In addition to Underwood's alleged conduct, Rutherford also claims Pruveit's compensation changes screwed him over too. Immediately following the execution, the settlement agreement, Underwood and Pruvit made changes to the company's compensation plan, which prohibited Rutherford from receiving 100% of his commissions unless he was able to participate in Pruveit's business, which, as stated above, Rutherford was not permitted to do. More on that here in just a second. Pruvit and Underwood made these changes unilaterally in bad faith, knowing that Rutherford would not be able to qualify for all his commissions due to the restrictions contained in the settlement agreement, thereby breaching the contract. Let's talk about that for a second because I have covered this. Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay. January 4th, there was a video that was put out by Pruvit talking about the compensation plan changes. And I think it was May 2nd or May 4th, I did a live stream and it's called Bait and Switch, something with Bait and Switch. It features Nick Martinez and he's going over the comp plan changes. Okay, the comp plan changes being the K-Talk certification, which if you guys don't know what that is, it stands for, according to Pruvit, Ketone Technology Optimization Coach. It is a certificate that their distributors are paying $997 in order to get access to a digital course that Pruvit alleges is going to help people to be able to sell the ketones and to have more knowledge on what ketones can do for their people. Couple things. One, why has that not been available since the start of Pruvit, or, you know, in the previous years? If you're asking people to sell a product for you as an independent distributor, a contracted worker, why would that information not be available to them for free? Two, why $997? That to me seems like nothing, and I've talked about this before, nothing but a revenue bump for Pruvit, because who was buying this course that it's not certified through anybody. It's Pruvit certifying it. That's who's signing this certificate. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So here we have, I believe it was November that this was all settled, somewhere in that time frame. And then in January, they start making comp plan changes. In May, they put out this bogus, in my opinion, certification to help their distributors support their customers more and understand the technology behind ketones. You see what I'm saying? It seems a little odd considering there's about 6 weeks in between November and January to be making these comp plan changes. And what specific comp plan changes were made? Well, in order for people that are a rank 6 and above, if I recall correctly, and again, these videos are listed in the description so that you can go back and check, and I went through all the details on those. But in order for you to get paid these extra bonuses that Michael Rutherford is referring to in this lawsuit that he was not able to participate in, he had to or has to buy that $997 course himself. And as a rank 6 or above, again, if I recall correctly, you are going to unlock these other bonuses when your downline also buys this course. You get different bonuses, you get a higher payout on specific things. And because Michael Rutherford cannot participate in that, now he's not eligible for some of these, which is going to impact his income. Why? Because Michael Rutherford has a very large downline, or had a very large downline within Pruvit. So if now the comp plan changes require people to buy the $997 course so that they get these additional bonuses and unlock more parts of the comp plan, allegedly, from their downline that is also buying this course. You see what I'm saying? Now, do I think that Brian Underwood is petty enough, in my opinion, to roll out these comp plan changes to do two things? One, screw Michael Rutherford out of his check and kind of weasel his way, in my opinion, around this agreement? Yes. Yeah, I do. Again, in my opinion. But two, I think that this ketone certification course that these people are unfortunately buying was nothing but a revenue bump, because in my opinion, I think it was needed. But you guys let me know what you think. I know I haven't really been interacting with the comments, and I apologize, but I have a lot that I want to say about this. So Red Raider CPA says a certification from a non-accredited school can't be claimed as an education credit. You could possibly claim it as a tax deduction as a business expense, but sketchy. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's read some more here. Okay. Okay, so Rutherford additionally claims the Pruvit compensation changes saw distributors in his downline, quote unquote, leave the company. Pruvit and Underwood caused many distributors in Rutherford's downline to leave his organization. As a result, Rutherford's commissions also were drastically reduced, thereby causing economic harm to him. Rutherford claims upon contacting Pruvit about a proposed amendment to the settlement agreement, Pruvit, quote unquote, cut off his commissions completely and filed suit against him. Specific to Keisha O'Neill, Pruvit is alleged to have contacted her about social media settlement agreement violations. The letter also alleged that O'Neill was in violation of a non-solicitation provision contained in the settlement agreement. O'Neill claims she didn't know who she was soliciting and who Pruvit wanted her to remove as friends from her social media accounts. So, to ensure compliance with the settlement agreement, O'Neill contacted Pruvit and inquired as to the basis of the alleged violations. During those discussions, the parties agreed that if O'Neill produced a full list of all her Facebook friends to Pruvit, it would then identify which persons, if any, were current or former distributors for Pruvit, and would make a demand that those people be unfriended from O'Neill's Facebook. What? Oh my God. If this was done, then the parties agreed that compliance of the settlement agreement's terms were satisfied. Following execution of the agreement, Pruvit is alleged to have acknowledged O'Neill's compliance to the settlement agreement in November 2023. So November, and then we have January, roughly 6 weeks. Yeah. Then out of nowhere, on January 31st, 2024, Pruvit filed a lawsuit against O'Neill in the District Court of Texas, Clark County, for allegedly violating the social media. Clark County is here, though. Maybe that's a typo. Maybe there's a Clark County in Texas. I don't know. For allegedly violating the social media provision and the non-solicitation provision. That case was later removed to the United States District Court of Texas in the Eastern District. This is so wild. Rutherford went through the same ordeal, but when he sent Pruvit a list of his social media friends, Pruvit allegedly decided to unilaterally change the terms of the settlement agreement. You can't do that, Pruvit. While the settlement agreement provided only that Rutherford unfriend and remove as applicable all persons associated with his social media, Pruvit then demanded that not only must he unfriend people associated with Pruvit, but also that he could not allow any Pruvit distributors to follow his social media. Basically, it sounds like they wanted him to block anybody that was associated with Pruvit that follows him, even though it sounds like in the agreement, it was just the friends, removing of friends that are current distributors that he did not personally recruit into Pruvit. So that's interesting. Rutherford claims he told Pruvit he could not control who decided to follow his social media. Pruvit did not explain in any fashion how someone who followed his social media was a violation of the settlement agreement. Instead, Pruvit simply proceeded to file a lawsuit against him and O'Neill. Yeah, you get a lawsuit. You get a lawsuit. We all get a lawsuit. I can't. So you could be in this guy's downline and not be able to talk to him. I think that's what Pruvit was wanting, but then in the agreement, it sounded like as long as it was somebody that Rutherford personally recruited, that would be okay. But then in this conversation with Pruvit, it sounds like they were trying to change it, allegedly, of course. Across 3 counts, Rutherford and O'Neill have sued Pruvit and Underwood for breach of written contract, fraud, and violation of Business and Commerce Code Chapter 54. Rutherford and O'Neill are seeking compensatory damages, exemplary damages, treble damages, and legal costs. With respect to Rutherford's accompanying emergency motion, a TRO and preliminary injunction are sought. Pruvit had no right to suspend paying Rutherford his commissions, and as such, Rutherford has a likelihood of success on the merits of his breach of contract claim against Pruvit. Unless Rutherford's commissions are restored, he will suffer irreparable harm. Rutherford is currently in a marital custody battle regarding visitation rights over his 2 children, or over 2 of his children. I don't know why this is being included in this. I feel like this has nothing to do with it, but okay. He relies on this income to pay for his and his children's well-being, as well as his legal services to date. Without that income, Rutherford will be unable to pay the cost of his custody case and will lose visitation rights over his 2 children. I don't know. Sounds like you should get a job, Rutherford. Just me? I don't know. Additionally, Rutherford will be homeless. Again, go get a job. Through the requested TRO and preliminary injunction, Rutherford seeks to force Pruvit to resume paying him 100% of his commissions until a trial on the merits of Rutherford's breach of contract claim or until the payment expires under the terms of the settlement agreement. Yeah. Why is this even included? This is a business contract. Indeed. As at time of publication, a decision on Rutherford's emergency motion remains pending. I've added Rutherford's latest lawsuit to Behind MLM's calendar. Stay tuned for updates as we continue to track the case. And again, this comes from behindmlm.com. Please go and support Oz. Please go and support what he's doing, because it is incredible. And I think that this was very eye-opening. Okay, that being said, my prediction and I've talked with several people that also agree, is that in July, Pruveit is going to start talking about one of their products, and they're going to pair one of those products with another course that has to do with macros or something along those lines. So I have stumbled across a video where they are talking, several videos actually, where they're talking about protein, they're talking about protones, and you guys may be seeing many of these distributors in this company that all of a sudden are going to be protein focused. The cold hard truth, well, let me not say it that way. When you look at the ingredient label on these products, particularly the Keto Pro or Protones, as we referred to it, there is 6 grams of protein in them. 6. You're better off eating real food. But this is a product that Pruveit thinks or tells people that, hey, this is a protein shake. I've heard them talk about it being a meal replacement when it was first launched several years ago. And honestly, you can get more protein from eating actual food. But their thing is, oh, it's got ketones. And again, refer to Brianna Jewell's video that I have linked in the video description, which is a deep dive on Proveit's ketones. I learned a ton from that video, and I can't talk about it enough. It's amazing. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, so this is, I believe, how they are going to start to market this next phase, if you will, of certifications that I think is going to have to do with macros. Please do not listen to people that are not qualified to help you with your health, your wellness, your fitness, your nutrition, figuring out your macros. Work with professionals. These people that unfortunately are going to probably buy this course, if this is the direction that Pruveit is going in the month of July, which is my prediction, they are not qualified to help people. And it's it makes me nervous, makes me very, very nervous. So anyways, this is a culty training, in my opinion. I watched some of this with some of the members earlier today, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the marketing tactics. We're going to debunk what they're saying. And there's some concerning things, in my opinion, that I believe could possibly be going on with Brian Underwood's health. Again, just an opinion, not stating that as a fact. So we're going to talk about all of that. That being said, let's get started with this training. And there's going to be a jump scare at the beginning, so brace yourselves.
Oh, Pruvit Nation. It's like blurring out the right side of my hat, but I have a whole hat on. I decided to go like full on virtual background and everything. They said summer theme, and I said, I'm all in, okay? I'm not blue, but I'm very much someone who plays full out every chance I get. So I'm going to scroll through some faces here and see who else is playing full out with the summer theme. Cheryl Pike has a lei and a flower headband and sunglasses. The whole thing. I see Kate Higdon with the sun hat on. Sammy has her shades and a floral dress and flower in her hair. Angela's rocking some sunglasses. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see Nick in his floral shirt as well. I see it. I see it. Oh my gosh. Joelle is literally in the pool in a floaty, everybody. Okay, like literally soaking up the summertime. So I want to share something with you guys that I learned today after 33 years of life on this earth. I did not know that the first day of summer and summer solstice are not always on the same day.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. I'll look into that.
I thought it was June 21st every single year for my whole life. Well, come to find out, it's either on the 20th, the 21st, or the 22nd. So the first day of summer and summer solstice is actually tomorrow. It's not the 21st this year. It's actually tomorrow. So you learn something new every day. That's why you show up and plug into this community, because we're constantly learning and growing together. So I did not know, but tomorrow, okay, I'm good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. You guys are like, wait, who knew? What do you mean? Okay. I want to give you guys an assignment really quickly, because I know we have so many powerful people that are not yet on this community call.
Why are you giving an assignment to people you say own their own business? That's a little weird. Yvonne, thank you so much for this. Yvonne says, hi all, glad to be here, and tomorrow I'll be 62. You know what? Happy birthday, Yvonne, and thank you so much for this super chat. I feel like we need to have some sort of a sound effect. Hold on, let me see what I've got for you.
And there was much rejoicing.
Little Monty Python for you. Happy birthday. That's amazing. And again, thank you for the super chat. And apparently we have some new members, you guys. Sarah Jean, Danny, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. And, in case you're new to my channel, we play Careless Whisper, and I do a shoulder smolder. It's, it's a silly, fun little thing, and it makes us all laugh. So this is for Danny and for, I forgot your name. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Danny and Sarah Jean. I apologize for that. So let me click back to where I need to be. Okay. So this is for you guys. Once I find the sound effect, do I need to get my soundboard up and running? Yes. And I will one day. But in the meantime, I don't know. Something about that just makes me feel so much better. I hope you guys too. But yes, happy birthday, Yvonne, and welcome to the new members. Thank you guys so much for joining. That's amazing. You'll find a link in the Discord, or a link in the under the community tab if you are a member, a link for the Discord if you would like to join us over there. All right. It's refreshing. That's the word I was looking for. It's like a breath of fresh air. I love it. And I'm glad that you guys do too.
So if you could just text a friend or two whose face you see is missing from this community call, and just give them a friendly little reminder that we are meeting. There are some new and exciting things coming. We're going to maybe spill some secrets. I don't know. Maybe if we have enough people on, we'll tell some secrets, give you guys some information as to what Pruveit has up their sleeve for the next couple of days. That would be really exciting to hear some new things that are coming. I know we have a special guest coming as well, but I don't know.
Oh, let me guess. Brian Underwood, special guest. Is it a special guest, or should the CEO of the company be on the training? I don't know.
Not know if he is on yet, as I can't see him. So we're going to share some things that are exciting and that are coming over the next couple of days. Have you guys seen the teasers on the Pruveit Instagram and the Pruveit Facebook page? Drop me a yes in the chat box.
Oh, let me guess. They're going to bring old flavors back. Wow.
If you have seen some teasers coming, I'm hoping they're coming very soon, okay? Because sometimes we get teased things and they don't come just yet. They like to keep us on the edge of our seats.
Kind of like that one time that they said, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, oh, there's going to be some comp plan changes. Get on this call, get on this live stream or whatever, because we're going to talk about the comp plan changes. And then the distributors got on thinking there were going to be comp plan changes and they were going to cover it. And it was, oh, finish the month strong. Yeah. By the way, don't miss tomorrow's Zoom where we cover the comp plan changes. Freaking weird.
But of the flavor teasers that you guys have seen, what flavor are you like already ready? Like you're taking your card with you everywhere just to make sure you don't miss that flavor. Whoopsie. What is that flavor for everyone? I'm seeing a lot of gummy bear, about 50% cotton candy, and a few sweet teas. Oh, we have some all caps cotton candy. You guys are excited. Oh, someone's excited for cotton candy and sweet tea. We will have to see. Listen, my fingers are crossed for some gummy bear. Okay. I love gummy bear. I have a lot of customers who also love the cotton candy. My mom absolutely loves the sweet tea lemonade. So I'm hoping that it's coming very, very soon. And I saw a groovy grape. And listen, if that were coming, you can take my whole life savings if they bring groovy grape back. Okay.
Not Brittany, of course. Is she making a funny here? Sure. But not Brittany making a funny and alleging to buying all the product for personal consumption and or front loading, which we know happens in Pruveit. Yeah, that's wild. Please don't spend your life savings on MLM companies and their products, because yikes.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I haven't seen that one teased just yet. So let me see here.
Do I need to turn her down? Let me know, guys.
Why don't I don't see him
God.
just yet. I guess we could.
I really would like to run into somebody and prove it while I'm out and about in the wild. Can you imagine if they even know who I am? Because at the end of the day, I'm just a human being, you know, that shares my opinions on the internet. But can you imagine if they did know who I am and they ran into me? That would be, I would love that. Maybe I could help them get out. That would be really cool.
Oh, he's not here just yet. Not just yet. Okay, so let's do something here really quickly.
Okay, glad she's not too
that's
loud.
fine.
Hi, Maggie.
We're going to do one thing really quickly, and then if our special guest isn't on just yet, I'm going to toss it over to one of our other guest speakers as well, okay? But I would love to.
If the guest speakers are people that are a part of the C-suite or top of the pyramid, are they really a guest speaker? I would think a guest speaker would be somebody that doesn't normally get on the calls. But the CEO should be on the calls. The C-suite should be on the calls. Those are not guest speakers. They're a part of the company. That's so weird to me.
To know in the chat, what is something in your business that you are currently celebrating and incredibly proud of? Like some.
You know what? Let's play this silly little game. What are you guys proud of? Drop it in the comments if you feel like sharing. I am really proud that I continue to put out content that helps people, hopefully, to critically think and either not join multi-level marketing companies or get out of their multi-level marketing company. So I'm very proud about that. I'm very proud to be here with you guys, and shout out to the replay crew as well. Pause story. Pause story. Coughing to cover up my BS. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Did I finish my grad program and have a future? That's amazing. Congratulations, Veronica. That is awesome. Pause story. I should not have said that. Proud to be down 50 pounds. Congratulations. That's amazing. Proud because I'm 40 and going to nursing school. Sheila, congratulations. That's awesome. I revised the first chapter of my novel, which has a cult in it. Maggie, that's amazing. This is awesome. I'm proud that I took the time to be creative today. That's awesome too. I love that. Seriously, sometimes we have to be proud just because we adulted today. That takes a lot of effort. Y'all are amazing. Congratulations to everybody that has something to celebrate. Congratulations to you, Pam, that you got out of Pruveit, and anybody else that got out of multi-level marketing. Congratulations. We celebrate you for sure. All right, let's get back to the video. But if you guys want to keep putting what you're proud of, I just think that's really cool, because it's not in association with trying to waste people's time in a company, multi-level marketing company, or in a training from a multi-level marketing company, because the CEO can't get on a Zoom on time. Yikes.
Something that you just want to keep doing more of because it's impacting people. You're proud of yourself. You want to keep moving forward. We know sometimes they say, oh, the summer months are slow. But sometimes the summer months are only slow because people think they're going to be slow.
What in the gaslighting is happening there? That is a very black and white thing. Are summers slow in multi-level marketing? Look at the statistics. Look at the data. That's a very easy thing. What do you mean, Brittany? Oh, sometimes summers are slow because people think they're going to be slow. What?
And if we as a Pruveit community decide that this is going to be the best summer we've ever seen, we have the people to do it. We have the heart to do it. We have the drive to do it. We have the product to lead the way and change the health and wellness conversation.
No, God!
No.
No, God, Please, no!
You do not have the expertise to change people's health and wellness. Please leave people alone.
If we're willing to talk to enough people. Okay, let me scroll back up here. So you guys, oh my gosh, there's so many. Posting, creating content, first vendor event, first promoter, hit MVP, growing, hitting MVP every month, repeat orders, MVP multiplier number 59 in a row from Cheryl Pike. Holy moly, Mandy, so much belly to belly. Look at you. Summer is gonna sizzle. Oh, summer sizzle. I like it. I like summer sizzle and June boom. I'm about both of them. I love it. Sharing your workout journey, having more conversations, leading with Mito Plus. I love it.
I cringe every time I remember sharing my workout journey when I was a part of Proveit, which is why I share what I do now with proper content warnings, because not everybody wants to see side-by-side pictures of somebody's body, which I did put up a post yesterday. So if you are in a place where that feels safe for you to look at that, I'm really excited about the progress. And none of it had to do with multi-level marketing. None of it had to do with fad diets or anything extreme. And it's very exciting. So for all of you that have commented on my Instagram, on my picture from yesterday, thank you. I appreciate you guys. And I hope that by me sharing that, it shows people that you can get real progress working with professionals without having to do something extreme or following any fad diets or taking some kind of bogus, in my opinion, multi-level marketing company product to get quote unquote quick results. No.
Events, becoming a ketone coach and MVP. How many of you are loving the ketone coaching program, by the way? Like, that was so cool. I'm not a science person. I don't know all the facts, the figures, the details.
Yeah, we know, Brittany. We know. That's why you bought this $997 course that, in my opinion, is nothing but a cash grab to create revenue for Pruvit because they needed it. Again, in my opinion. But we know that you're not an expert in science.
All the research, like I don't know all of it, but that course broke it down so easily that I'm like, this conversation is so much bigger than just a fat loss conversation. This is so much bigger than just, oh, I lost a pant size. Do you want to do that too? Like, this is a quality of life conversation.
Is it though? A quality of life. Now that makes me think that in this course, they probably have studies and such, not on Proveit's ketones. No, because, in my opinion, Brian and Terry are going to spend money on, all the patents. How incredible would it be if they actually spent money on legitimate studies on Proveit's ketones? Oh no, they wouldn't do that, because there's a potential that it could be proven that they do nothing but give you a little bit more energy because of all the vitamin B and the caffeine in it. If you're drinking a caffeine one, which I hope you're not drinking any Pruvit ketones. But anyways, how amazing would that be? But I do think, in my opinion, that they probably have studies on people being in the state of ketosis from nutritional ketosis, meaning they are taking in a small amount of calories, eating moderate protein, that kind of thing. I think that is probably what is included in this course, and they're taking that and running with that. Like, see, when you drink Pruvit ketones, it puts you in a state of ketosis within 59 minutes or less, which it doesn't. It just put ketones into your bloodstream. You're not burning fat. You got a little extra energy from the caffeine, the vitamin B, and the ketones being in your bloodstream. But okay. And again, if you want to deep dive on that, visit Brianna Jewell's video that she did on Pruvit, where she dove into the science of it. And I have listed that in the video description. It is incredible. Anyways, that's what I think is probably listed on this. Do some studies on the product, Brian, Terry.
And since I took that certification course, it was just a huge aha moment for me of like, people need this to change the quality of their life. Okay. If you have already taken that certification, will you drop me a yes in the comments below?
Why?
If you haven't yet, just drop me a not yet. Because I'm telling
What about people that have no interest in paying the $997 for the course? What about the people that are like, you know what, that doesn't feel right to me? What about the people that are like, I am not spending that kind of money on something like that? That should be readily available. This is just ridiculous, in my opinion.
There's just so much value and energy in that.
Her and I are going to collaborate here soon after she takes her dietitian test. I don't know exactly what that's called, but as soon as she is done with that, her and I are going to collaborate, and I'm real excited about it. There's going to be a lot of lulls. And if you subscribe to Brianna's channel, you know why I'm saying that.
Course that I've been drinking and sharing ketones for a little over 6 years, and it changed my personal perspective on the power of ketones, even after drinking ketones for 6 consecutive years. I'm like, there is so much more to this conversation. Okay. So while we're waiting for one of our special guests to hop on here and share his heart with us, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to another one of our guest speakers. I don't know if she can spill the tea or if we have to wait for another special guest, but I'm going to pass it over to her. And I'm going to tell you now, you don't have to write everything down. Just listen, be plugged in and present. She's going to give you some information and definitely bring the energy for you. So I'm going to pass it over to the one and only Megan George.
Oh, Megan. For those of you who don't know, Megan George, in my opinion, is somebody that uses PCOS and infertility in order to sell people ketones and recruit them into what I believe to be a product-based pyramid scheme. And again, that's my opinion. But yeah, gross.
Hello, my friends. Let me take my sunglasses off here.
I love your hat.
I have my Siesta Key beach hat on. I am dying to be at the beach. So I see people in the pool. I see people going on vacations because I watch a lot of y'all on social media. And I have to say, I am jelly. I'm a little excited to stay in St. Louis this weekend because we have our team coming for one of my other favorite summer activities and going to a Cardinals game. So excited about that, but I'm dying to be at the beach. So maybe a Proveit trip is needed. If y'all would like a...
Don't you make enough money to just take your family on a beach vacation? Or are you too busy with having to work everywhere to do that? Or are your team sales dropping? Is your income dropping? I just have so many questions, you know?
To see a Proveit trip, drop trip in the chat box for me. But nonetheless, I am stoked. We have been talking about these flavors now. I don't know if you guys watch Proveit's Instagram. If you don't, and if you don't have your customers watching it, you need to, okay? Because I don't know if you guys watch Disney movies, but in Disney movies, they put little Easter eggs, and Proveit does the same thing on their Instagram page.
Imagine thinking that Proveit's social media team, if they even have one, they have one, right? But imagine thinking that Proveit's social media people are anything like Disney. That's a little bit delusional, I feel like, but okay. Okay, member for 4 months. Thank you so much. Finally figured out how to do the membership milestone chat. Hashtag I am an old person now. Thank you so much. That is amazing. I feel like I have to play a sound effect. Let me find something fun. Hold on. I love that. I need to play that sound effect more often, but thank you for being a member for 4 months. That's amazing.
They've been hinting at some flavors, like Brittany said, and I'm the one who put cotton candy in all caps in the chat box. You better be fast because I could probably buy it all. It's one of my favorite flavors, and I'm dying to get it back. And soon I won't have to die of thirst anymore for cotton candy because it is coming. So I do...
Perfect example of undue influence here. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack it. When they say things like, and Jessie Lee used to do this as well. She used to come into the champion leadership chat and she'd be like, oh, I'm going to order 20 boxes of this. And when you say things like that and you have people that are looking up to you thinking that you are showing them the way to be successful, they think, well, if she's buying 20 boxes, I'm going to get a bunch of boxes of this product. this is a perfect example of that. Oh, you guys better be fast because I'm going to grab it all. And through that influence, her team, when those flavors drop, are going to all go in and order them. Now, whether they order them on they're not going to, in my opinion, order it from their promoter account. They're going to order it, in my opinion, under a ghost account, because then they're going to gain commission from that, even though it's being funded from the distributor, the same bank account, more than likely. This is a perfect example of it. And Proveit, in my opinion, is a company that is really, really intense with this, encouraging front loading, encouraging the endless chain of distributors or promoters in their company buying the product either for personal consumption or inventory loading. We see that all the time. We see it in their videos. They have the shelves behind them that have all of the boxes of products. Wild.
Get to spill the tea for y'all if you're ready. If you're ready and you think you can handle it, you've got your fingers stretched out to really work it this weekend.
What?
You've got your voice box ready. I need you guys.
Why are we stretching out our fingers?
To put ready in the chat box because
Calm
it's
down.
about to be a really lit weekend. Okay, I see a bunch of readies.
What did she just say? It's about to be a really lit weekend. Stop it. Stop talking like that.
So I want to say before I tell you the exact details that when new flavors launch or if flavors get re-released, like coming out of the Pruveit vault, this is to start new conversations and create a ton of buzz around ketones, okay? It's not to talk to the same people that we have 10 times in a row now, okay? Pruveit brings stuff back like this, just like...
I mean, at least she admitted it. It's not to talk to the same 10 people that we've been talking to. I mean, at least she admitted that. Oh my God. Somebody said earlier, here it is. Rhinoceros said, I'm sorry, is there a weed flavored drink? And then Charcity says, Keto Nat. That'll be next. Brian Underwood, write that down.
Like Starbucks brings flavors back. McDonald's brings the McRib back to start new conversations.
I'm sorry. Pruveit is nothing like McDonald's, an actual brand that does not require people to recruit other people. What? Oh my God. Are y'all McRib fans? Me, no. No. But I'm just curious. Are y'all fans of the McRib?
And new buzz. So please make sure that you guys are using it that way. Sure, you want to make sure that your customers know about it. You want to revisit some old conversations, but we're going to get that out of the way like later today and very early tomorrow. So we can spend the rest of the weekend making new friends, okay? So, and it's also a time to have some summer fun. So as you can see, your leaders, some of your people on here, not some more than leaders, y'all like are playing full out. Like I Joelle in the pool. I mean, that's playing full out. So it's to have some summer fun.
I hate when they say this. Make sure that you're playing full out. They used to say, make sure that your video is on the Zooms so that we know you're playing full out. And then at the events are like, play full out. Basically what that means is they want you to do specific behaviors so that they know that you're paying attention. Make sure your camera's on. Make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're plugged in at the events. Make sure that you are taking notes. Make sure that you know what I'm saying? Like it's behavior control is what I'm trying to say. It's weird. I don't like it. Also, the protect the house thing. What are y'all protecting yourselves from? Protect the house. Okay. Well, in my opinion, the house is a little bit shady with all the secret deals and special things that not everybody has access to, but they stand up on stage and say, listen, if I can do it, you can do it. No, not true, in my opinion.
So we're going to continue this all weekend. This isn't just a dress up for a day. This is like, I want to see y'all act totally crazy and weird and play full out, just like you would at a Pruveit event from home all weekend, tagging Pruvit, tagging BU, tag Blake. We want to play full out all weekend. Can you do that for me? If you're fully committed, drop me a 5 in the chat box. Okay, so the promo that is coming is called the Taste of Summer. So what is your taste of summer?
How
Are you a
profound.
person who maybe, this is how I envision this, okay? You're a person who you love to sit on the deck, maybe with a lakeside view or a pool view, and you're sipping sweet tea lemonade? Are you a person who likes to take in your snack bag a packet of gummy bears?
I've never, first of all, I'll get to what she just said, but I have never had Burgerville onion rings. And I don't think I've ever even been to the Pacific Northwest. I need to that would be really fun. I need to make that happen. But anyways, I've never had that. Also, you know what I keep in my snack bag? And it's not ketones. It's actual snacks. Right? I know, hot take. Snack bag should have snacks. Ketones are not snacks. Okay, just eat food.
To maybe on your favorite road trip, that's what you're sipping is some gummy bear? Or are you the summertime person who is going to the carnival or the summer concert and you're sipping on cotton candy? Those are the 3 flavors that are coming back. Or if you haven't tried them yet and you're new, let me just tell you, you want to try them all. Okay, they're all so good.
Try them all.
Sweet tea lemonade,
AKA buy them all. Buy all the exclusive flavors that come out that, in my opinion, many are from old flavors that they have rebranded, given a different title, a different label, you know, like the Groovy Grape. I wonder how similar it is, if not the exact replica of Purple Rain. I wonder. But yeah, just my opinion.
which tastes like kind of like an Arnold Palmer. Cotton candy, which tastes exactly like cotton candy. And then gummy bear, which is right on point with a gummy bear candy. Those are the 3 flavors that are coming back. And when you buy 3 or more boxes, we don't get a discount on new flavors, y'all, or flavors that get re-released. When you buy 3 or more boxes, you will get to save 20% off.
Did you hear that? Now, this is supposed to be, I believe, from the sounds of it, a training for Pruvit distributors. And here we have Megan, who is telling everybody, when you buy 3 boxes, you're getting 20% off. How many boxes do you need to buy? 3 boxes. Wow. You know what I have to say to that? Ew, David. Made me think of this. Your comment made me think of that sound effect. Unbelievable.
Okay. How many boxes do you have to get? 3 or more. So
3 or
here's
more.
the details, because again, we're committed.
By the way, that's $390 before shipping and tax, US dollars for retail. Because they're $130 a box. If they have to buy 3, that's $390. But they're saving 20%, guys. That's sarcasm, by the way.
Playing full out all weekend. First, if you are not in the Pruvit promoter group on Facebook, you need to go find the Pruvit promoter group and request access. They'll ask for your email and I think your referrer code. In that group, we are going to have a celebration boom post.
Oh my God.
So for every box you sell, starting tonight at 12:01 when these get released, 12:01 Central Standard Time, so midnight 01. When that starts, you're going to celebrate every single box that you sell on this boom post. Every single box. I even want you celebrating Mitoplex, celebrate cotton candy, celebrate if you sell a Nat 20, celebrate if you sell a Nat 10. Every single one.
Do y'all know what a boom post is? I asked the members when we were previewing some of this earlier if they know what that is. Do you guys know what that is? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're watching the replay, let me know if you know what a boom post is. Okay. So a boom post is typically done by uplines. I was going to say leaders, but I don't want to call them leaders. Uplines. And usually something like this happens when they are chasing a rank or a promotion or something along those lines. They're close to a sales goal, that kind of thing. And this is speaking from previous experience. I've done this, by the way. Ugh, I apologize to anybody that I did that to. And what happens is when somebody sells something, or in my opinion, buys something under their ghost account, they go into the post and say what they sold. That way the upline can say, okay, we've got about this much in volume that we've sold. Here's where we're at. But you can't tell if it's an actual customer or if it's the distributor that's ordering under the ghost account. So it's just a way for the upline to monitor what the downline is selling kind of in real time. I have never seen Pruveit do this as a company. It's typically only done within teams that are close to like a sales goal or a rank advancement or something like that. Pruveit is now doing that. And I'm wondering if that's happening. I would assume that that's happening in the promoter group that Megan was talking about. I have never seen an MLM company do that. And to me, that tells me how desperate this company is. We've got to see what people are doing. Let's also go back to just a couple minutes ago where she was saying, how many boxes do you need to buy for 20% off? 3 boxes. So I bet that there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, sold, 3 boxes to a customer, and that's actually done through a ghost account. But, that's just my opinion. I'm not stating that to be a fact as far as like the comments within the group, because I don't know. But yeah, interesting. But that's a boom post.
So the 20th through the 23rd, and when you celebrate, you're going to be eligible to win prizes from Pruveit. Last time they sent out some ketones, which was really cool. I know some of the winners, if you were a winner the last time, celebrate in the chat box. But I know some of the winners went and sold those flavors in trials, or they passed them out to some friends as free samples, and they didn't have to pay for any of that. They just won it for celebrating themselves. And I am a firm believer, if y'all believe this too, let me know in the chat box, that the more you celebrate, the more it comes back to you. So you want to celebrate every single one on that post. Then also, we are going to have the boards app. If you guys are not in boards yet, I'm going to have one of my friends drop the link to join the board. But that Pruveit board is incredible, if I do say so myself. Okay.
Not the boards app. Stop it. Not the boards app. Oh my God.
Okay. It's going to have content ideas for you. Oh, look, my friend Angela is like, yes, it's incredible. Okay. It's got content ideas for you to rock the flavors. It's got scripts for you all ready to go. You don't even have to copy and paste, because Facebook doesn't really like that copy and paste stuff. It's just plug and play. You just click the button and it goes right into your text or right into your message thread. It's going to have proactive things that you can do. It's going to have tons of directives. So everything is going to be in board. It's got ideas for reels. It's got links for sounds that you can use. Everything will be in there. We'll also have scripts in board, so you don't have to worry about like, what do I say to this person, or what do I do? You make the post, and then in the background, because we're not just going to pray and post, y'all. That's not our style, right? We're going to post, and then we're going to be proactive. And then we're also going to react to the comments that are on our post. So we have scripts for that too. Everything is going to be in board. So if you...
What part of this says, hey, I'm a business owner. I'm going to follow somebody else's directive, as they refer to it, on what to post, what sounds to use, ideas for reels, scripts for follow-up, scripts for interacting. What part of that says, you know what, I own my own business? None of it. None of it. If you were your own business owner, one, you wouldn't be on a Zoom like this or a live stream or whatever. Oh, the thumbs up. You wouldn't be on something like this, because you would be the one making the decisions. You would be the one that is creating the content. You would be the one that is, researching the trending audios and things like that. They're telling people, Pruveit is. They're telling their distributors, their promoters, what trending audio to use. They're telling them what to post. Here's a hot take, Pruveit, because I know you're probably going to see this. How about you go retail I mean, I want them to go away. But if you were to go retail and actually hire a legitimate marketing and advertising department and actually pay them for these things. I know it's a hot take, but yikes. None of this is screaming, you know what, Megan, you're right. I am a business owner as an independent contractor or a promoter in Proveit. No.
Don't have boards. I need you to get in there right after this
Yep.
call. That's your assignment. Get in there. Make sure you're comfortable with it. See the story graphics that were beautifully created from Amber
Jade,
Horn.
what's
Y'all
up?
thank her in the chat box. Because they are
You know, we talk about Jade a lot. I talk about Jade a lot. We say hello because Jade is somebody that works at compliance, but I can't wait for the day when Jade no longer works for Pruveit and she reaches out, because I do feel like that will happen one day. People that worked at Pruveit will eventually reach out and will share information, which I can't wait if I'm allowed to share information. I can't wait for that day. So I'm just putting it out there. Jade, when you get away from Pruveit, when you get away from Brian Underwood, feel free to reach out. I want to hear your story because I know you know what's going on. I know you do. How could you not? Come on, Jade, stop.
so pretty, and you can put those in your story. There's one that's a lot of fun with like a summer this or that. So it's interactive and can start creating conversation. All of that will be in the boards app. So you want to make sure to get that. The other really exciting thing, y'all, do you guys love these calls where you get like directive, you get to be around some more people, you get like coaching from some people that are winning and hitting MVP and have hit champ? Do you love this? We're going to do this, but on like a different level. So in that Pruveit promoter page, we are going to have what we're calling a daily huddle. So if you're a person who's daily, like, I can read the directive, but I do better when somebody's talking to me. Or maybe you just want to watch a leader live. Like you just can't get enough of Kate Higdon, or like now Brittany Anderson is, you're like, oh my God, I want to see more of her. I love her vibe.
I'm sorry. Daily?
How about no?
Absolutely not. A daily indoctrination, in my opinion, training. Yikes. That is screaming. We want to see who is really plugged in. We want to see who's really committed to winning. Meanwhile, their income disclosure statement, which is also included in the video description, shows that in 2022, the median income was less than $11 for the year, not monthly. I mean, that's terrible, but we're talking annually. But keep getting plugged in to this garbage training, in my opinion, you know, and maybe one day you'll get people moved under you like Megan here has after the passing of Jesse Lee. Maybe one day you can do it too. Only if you get the secret deals and things that, you know, Brian Underwood allegedly had with Michael Rutherford. Who else does he have deals with? Yeah, but if they can do it, you can too, right? Absolutely not.
Then these daily huddles are going to be for you. So you can go into the Pruveit promoter group and you can comment on them and let people know like what's working for you or what you've accomplished and celebrate what you're doing to rock the flavor launch. Okay. So every day there's going to be a huddle with what to do to win the day. So if you guys are committed to showing,
you're giving people homework and then calling them business owners, that is so embarrassing. Every day, there's going to be a checklist on how you can win the day. So make sure that you post, make sure that you go live, make sure you do a mix-up in your stories. Stop it, Megan. Stop it.
Up to those and watching them and commenting and letting us know, because that's how we know, right? Like we can see the views, but we need y'all to comment and interact on the live so that we know that you're loving them and that you're getting something out of them. Can you guys do that for us? If you're committed, drop me a 5 in the chat box.
Ew.
Awesome. So with that, Brittany, am I passing it to the next person or is our special guest on?
Special guest.
Okay, cool. So with that, Do you guys want some directive? Because like it's not going to launch until 12:01, but I'm a firm believer that when you're given a head start, you should go ahead and take it. Are y'all ready to go ahead and take it?
If you're given a head start, go ahead and take it. I wonder if Michael Rutherford said that same thing. I'm going to get this special deal where, Brian I'm going to pay him 50% of my downline income or money I make off of my downline, however you want to word that. And in return, he is really going to promote me. Does that mean that he's going to put distributors under Michael Rutherford? I don't know. But to me, this phrase is just hitting a little bit different than Megan just said. If I'm given a head start, I'm going to take it. Or another hot take. Maybe if you're going to say that if you can do it, that other people can do it, maybe be honest about it. Maybe be ethical about it. I mean, we're asking an unethical company, in my opinion, aka Multilevel Marketing, to be ethical. And I know how wild that is, but yeah, yikes.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to my friend Mandy to give you guys directives to start right now so that you guys are ready to go and ready to take action, like literally after this call. Can y'all do that? Cool. Mandy, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I
Nice.
am
Mandy?
Mandy Podlesny, and I am I'm living in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and I'm here to help you set up for success. And I loved how Megan just said, like, we're just not going to post and pray. We want to take some proactive steps. But before we get into action, we can't just go and flounder.
Mandy looks really uncomfortable. I don't know if it's just me, and she looks very different than what she used to look like. I don't want to elaborate on that, but I genuinely hope that she is okay. She looks really uncomfortable.
Around, we have to have clear, specific goals. So I want you guys to really think about this. We're like kind of halfway through the month. So what is your clear goal? What is your clear outcome for this weekend? How many new conversations will you start?
I know.
How many follow-up messages will you send? How many new customers are you going to actually get ketones in their mouths? And have a look.
That's a variation of what Michael Rutherford used to say. He used to act like, oh, I don't know. I just tell people to get these ketones in their esophagus. That's what Michael Rutherford used to say. So that was a variation of that, but yikes. I love how in the past they have, and when I say they, I mean promoters, top of the pyramid promoters in this company have been like, oh, I don't know. I don't need to know all the science. I just know that when I drink ketones, I feel better, or something along those lines. They would say that. But now they're encouraging their downline to become the experts on Proveit, Keto Nat, by buying a $997 course that allegedly certifies them to help their people drink ketones. So which is it? Unbelievable.
At like, where are you at with your monthly goals? How many more boxes do you need to hit your goal to MVP, to MVP multiplier? Wherever you're at, you want to actually set that goal so then we can keep that momentum going and we have a clear direction and action that matches. And we want to start prepping now. We just don't want to just post, right? So who's a little confused on like who they might be able to reach out to?
What?
Okay, well, I see a lot of hands up. So
I don't know how people could be confused on who they should be reaching out to when people within Proveit tell their downlines to reach out to their friends and family and every single person on their friend or following list, which is why at the beginning of this, in the agreement that Michael Rutherford and Keisha made with Proveit, they said you have to remove these friends because they're taught to reach out to anybody and everybody.
I'm going to give you guys some directive here, okay? So people on trial packs, you guys can go and talk to them and start prepping and saying like, hey, just want to let you know we have something coming. And just loosely get it out there, or just start making your list if you're not really ready to get into action until tomorrow. So start making your list of people that are on trials. Start pulling your freebie Friday posts and saving the links in your phone so you can easily access them. Start thinking about people who are on the fence, who are thinking about it. And then you can pull your current customers, like make a list of all of your current customers. And then people that are pending, like how many people have you sent the campfire video and they're like kind of maybe left you on red or ghosted? You can follow up with them and make that list. And then they start thinking about this. And this is something that I've been personally challenged to this month is start thinking about people you haven't talked to about ketones yet at all and shoot them a text message and say, hey, and then let them respond.
What are they saying when you are cold messaging somebody out of the blue? Oh, you're not giving them anything to say, Mandy, because that makes you real uncomfortable, doesn't it? But you're giving directive. You know, reach out. Who have you not talked to about ketones? Okay, now is the time to reach them out. Reach out to them. Sorry, guys. Mandy, this is really embarrassing.
And say, I've been thinking about you, and I'm just wondering if you have been drinking ketones yet. And just,
I'm sorry. That is not a good way to reach out to people. That is a good way to get blocked. That is a good way to get told off by somebody that has your phone number. Do not reach out to people and say this. Mandy, tell us first of all, Mandy, if this works, let's see the analytical data. Let's see your conversion rate from those text messages that you have sent. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Are you drinking ketones yet? Stop it. What?
throw it out there because you know that you have ketones in your hand and you know that that's going to change their life. And we have amazing flavors coming up. So start thinking about that. Start thinking about and making your list. And then right after this call, I'm going to get you into action with a post. Okay. So
she's going to tell them what to post. Oh, this is awesome. It's awesome for us, not for her. This is awesome because you can see it and identify it if you happen to come across it on social media. So this is amazing. Go ahead and tell us what to post, Mandy.
Oh, you're going to make a post, maybe just put some sunnies on or like your little cover up or something like that, or just go outside and take a cute little selfie of yourself. And we're going to make this post. And guys, this post is going to be in boards, so don't worry. But something to get this buzz and something to get this excitement going. You can write exciting news and then do like a emoji or something. Just got off a company call and what is about to happen could make the summer the best summer ever. Want to be the first to know what's coming? Drop a sun below. And then that's going to just get excitement, get curiosity going. People are going to be like, what is this cool summer thing going on? So that is your post. And that is your action steps to start getting ready. And then tomorrow, come on the huddle, and I'll be there at 10 a.m. to give you next steps for tomorrow. And I think I'm going to toss this.
Mandy. No, that was terrible. That was weak. Oh, I've never heard that before. Never. Also, that's sarcasm.
Back to Brittany.
Exactly, Mima.
Thank you so much, Megan and Mandy. If y'all could just do me a huge favor and drop a big old thank you in the chat box, okay?
For what? What are y'all thanking Mandy and Megan for? Megan told people, make sure you buy 3 boxes so you can save 20%. She told them about the boom post. What are we thanking them for? Helping the distributors spend their money? I don't understand. Oh my God. If y'all see these posts that Mandy was giving directive on, feel free to screenshot it and share it with me because I love sharing real life examples of the things that I talk about that happen on my videos in my stories. I'll blur their names out and stuff unless they say something crazy on my YouTube, and then I'm not going to blur them out. But I typically pin that at the top of the video. You know, if you're going to post something wild, you know, why not pin it so everybody can see it? So don't get any ideas. Anyways, I love sharing those with the Muppets theme because I think it's hilarious. You know, like there's some that I actually need to share from the other day when I wasn't feeling good, on people in Beachbody that are cold messaging other people that watch their stories. Yeah, I love that because it happens. It is happening in real life.
I love that Mandy already gave us homework. She already gave us an assignment of like, this is exactly what you're going to do leaving this call. I absolutely love that. And everything is already set up in boards. Can we get the boards link maybe one more time? That would be so great. It is also in the Pruveit promoter group. Okay. If you guys are not yet in there, make sure you request access to that. There's going to be so much value. There's already so much value in there. But there's going to be even more added value as we go all the way through the end of June and into July, and of course, through the rest of the year as well. But if you're like, I just am not exactly sure where to share, what to do, how to share, how to reach out, how to connect, I'm just a little bit nervous on doing it wrong. First off, you can't do it.
What are you looking at, Brittany? Who are you looking at? I don't understand. Like when I look over here, I'm looking at the video. When I'm looking here, which did take me a while when I first started making videos, it did take me a while to figure out where I should be looking. But I'm looking at the video. I'm looking at what are you looking at? Another monitor or something? I don't understand. Shouldn't you be like looking at your audience?
Wrong. Okay. You just share your experience with ketones. We have everything laid out for you in the boards. So thank you to every single person who touches the boards app in any way and is going to be in there giving us directives and value and information. We are so incredibly grateful for the teamwork and effort that go into making sure we're set up for success. Proveit says these flavors will be available in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and the UK. So we're gonna like blow this out of the water. Right. We are going to officially launch summer. Just the community of Pruveit is going to launch the world into summer. So I love that so much.
Hey, Brittany. Please tell us how you're going to launch the world into summer. I actually kind of snorted there. That was funny.
Okay, so now I'm going to kick it over to our special guest.
Oh,
okay, he's going to share with us just a little bit about really kicking off into summer and kind of just the power that we have moving into summer and how we can actually impact a lot of lives going into summer, especially starting with this 3 flavor drop tonight at midnight 01, as Megan said. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to the one and only Mr. Nick Martinez.
Oh, Nick Martinez.
What's happening, everyone? Thank you, Brittany. Good to see all your faces. My name is Nick Martinez. If I haven't met you yet, I live out in Minnesota where it's trying to become summer. It's trying. I know it's hot and crazy everywhere else in the country right now, but here it's like a balmy 71 degrees today. So we're enjoying it. It's funny. I was just talking earlier. I got this shirt out. Actually, it was right here on my my little railing from when we did a summer themed call back in February. And I guess I hadn't put it away. It was perfect timing. I'm like, I can break out my Hawaiian shirt.
It's been sitting there for months. And why can't you? What? Why are you telling people this?
Really excited for what we're doing right now. Summer is one of those months where you can either become disengaged or you can become focused. And
I'm going to encourage anybody that is in Pruveit to become disengaged. And while you're disengaging, really think about what you're participating in. Really, really look into it. Not from what your upline is suggesting, not from these daily calls that sounds like they're going to do. No. Go to YouTube, type in anti-MLM Pruveit, and just start watching some videos. Start critically thinking for yourself. Get away from them, disengage, and do a profit and loss statement for yourself. That would be my suggestion as somebody that used to be a part of Pruveit.
Easy to get disengaged, right? Because there's travel, there's vacation, there's the kids are home from school, they're running in and out, you're going to this game, you're going to this barbecue. And it's easy to get to the end of the week and look back and say, oh, shoot, did I talk to anybody about ketones? Oh, shoot, am I building this business? And just feel disconnected or feel discombobulated. It's also easy to get to the end of the month,
Andrea.
Which is coming up in 11 days and look back and say, all right, I didn't really do much this month for my business. So what we want to do...
It's not their business though, Nick, and you know that. Yeah, you know that that's not true.
For the next couple of months is actually help our community level up their business, level up their life through ketones, through engagement, and through fun. And through what you just saw, or what you just heard from Megan and heard from Mandy, we really have created a system and a process for you just to plug into that's not going to require a ton of time. That's going to be kind of done for you, plug and play. And that gives you the ability to be flexible and kind of fit it into the nooks and crannies of your busy life.
I thought that you guys, and when I say you guys, I mean Pruvit, said that people worked in the pockets of their days. People in multi-level marketing say that all the time. But now because they have the boards app, guys, you can work in the pockets of your day. What about before?
But if you follow this process, guess what? We'll have new customers. We'll have new people show up, and it will be super powerful. So
you just will magically have new customers show up. I don't think that's how that works. Also, I would really love to see the percentage of new customers that this company is getting, considering, according to Behind MLM, in April, I think they had 30,000 visits to their website. And in May, I think they had like 34,000. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are visiting that website. But and again, that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think.
The biggest thing that you can do here is plug in, right? Plug in. Just take action and plug in. How do we plug in? Make sure that you have the Pulse app on your phone. Make sure that you're checking it, right? If you don't get the notification, just click on it and like go and check a couple times a day, right? And then stay plugged into the Pruvit Promoter Facebook page. There'll be a simple live with directive each day. And then I want you to start setting some goals for yourself, because if we don't have a direction that we're going, right, any road will take us there. And so what does that mean? It means, how many conversations are you going to be in today, right? How many customers of yours are you going to touch on a daily basis? How many new conversations are you going to start? And if you do this, guess what will happen? As we start to get to the end of June, as we start to go into July, right, you'll have more conversations. You'll have new people joining your business and joining your team. So I see another special guest just hopped on the Zoom. I'm really excited for us to hear from him. Happens to be a good friend of mine and also a mentor, a coach, somebody that has taught me amazingly just simple systems, simple tips, simple tricks over the years that I've been able to apply and implement. And as a result, here we are today.
In that coaching, Nick, did that include special deals like he had allegedly with Michael Rutherford? Did that include people being moved under you? Did that include, you know, just those special little things? Because I think Brian, this is just my opinion, not stating any of what I'm about to say as truth. It's just my opinion. It's a commentary channel, right? I think Nick's going to be the fall guy. I think that's what's getting ready to happen. I think he's going to be the fall guy. I think that they were hoping Michael Rutherford would be the fall guy, but I think it's going to be Nick here. More to come on that.
So, Brian, what's happening? How's it going? Where are you at? Oh, I think he's on here. Come off mute.
Imagine being the CEO of a company, and at the beginning of this call, they were trying to get Brian on. Oh, he's not on yet. Oh, he's not on yet. Brian, why can't you be on time to a company call? Isn't that kind of important as the CEO of Proveit for you to be on time? Because, I mean, priorities are never in conflict, right? That's what you say. That's what he says. But he can never make it to a call on time. I wonder if he was too busy at Disneyland, or not Disneyland. I think he's in Florida on this call. I wonder if he was too busy at Disney with Blake and who else? Oh, Dr. Ryan, according to him. Too busy, you know, to get on a company call that you're the CEO of. Yeah.
All right. I know he's down in Florida, so he's
Can
enjoying.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Hey, there we go.
Ooh.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Uh-oh.
How are you doing?
Keeps starting over.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome. I've just been in meetings back to back here, sitting here looking at Mr. Blake Mallon and Dr. Ryan Lowry, and doing great. How are you doing?
We're fantastic. We're kicking off the summer. Tomorrow is the first day of summer. You got a whole bunch of people dressed in summer garb, some people in the pool, celebrating and really ready to charge.
Sheila. Are you okay, Brian?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, okay.
You just were breaking up.
I think everybody can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Let me try to get this in an area.
So professional.
Excellent. So I heard you giving some high directive.
Yes.
High directive.
Well, excellent. Okay, we can hear very well. Good.
Why does he sound like that?
Yeah, so you told me to jump on. I apologize. Our meeting was running long, so here I am. And you tell me kind of where you want me to go or what direction you want me to talk about.
Absolutely. So we have a lot of just people that have been with the community for just a month, just a couple months, and some people that have been here for years. I feel like we're in a special time right now. We have a real opportunity over the next couple of months to create a foundation for the rest of the year and to launch into 2025 with. I guess while we have you on here, I mean, what are you excited about this summer and what are you excited about for the next 90 days?
Well, I think that, we just had a press release go out yesterday, I think it was. And for a lot of you that are just getting started with us,
that press release that he is referring to here is the one that the Behind MLM mentioned from the 18th, I believe it was, of June, where they sold Proveit to themselves for, I believe it was $107 million. When I say them, it's Brian Underwood, Terry LaCour, and I can't think of the third person. But yeah, they sold Proveit to themselves. And Brian was claiming in that press release that they're getting back to the roots of what Proveit used to be. And so that's what he's talking about here. So it's going to be interesting to see what he says about it.
We've done some amazing things as a company, as a community. I truly believe we're just getting started. I think COVID took 3 years out of everybody's life, even the marketplace.
Why does he sound like he has a lisp all of a sudden? Or that he's slurring or something? Do y'all hear? Let me know if it's just me. Maybe it's his sound. I don't know, but I've never heard him sound like this.
And right as COVID was happening, we made a big plunge on acquiring and merging with a major food company to try to do something really, really big. And when we did that, the thing that we didn't understand is the dynamics of what would shift in terms of, I've always said that the key to the magic that we created was the community of different temperaments, talents, and convictions that we're able to bring together, and our ability to navigate the waters very fast. So, as you are the heartbeat of what Proveit is and what we stand for and the impact that we're making by not only sharing ketones, but giving people a real platform to become better. We always prided ourselves as a company, as a community. I always call it being a speedboat in the water. And about 3 years ago, what happened is it kind of shifted where we became this big barge because of all of this corporate bureaucracy that we had to operate under. And so I'm feeling very free. Yesterday, we
corporate bureaucracy, but from the press release, they sold it to themselves. How does that work?
Made if you want to say, we've been working on this for 2 years, a decision to separate Proveit again away from the food company to where.
Okay, so what he's talking about is Sunbasket, which was the keto meals. Do y'all remember that? It had like hard-boiled eggs, cheese, almonds, all things that you can make for a lot cheaper than what they were asking for people to buy these prepared food. Do y'all remember that? I did a video on it. I can't remember who it was that was talking about it, but I have a video from last year, maybe even the year before. Interesting. So it sounds like they were trying to get away from Sunbasket, and that's why they sold Pruveit to themselves. I don't know. That's odd.
We could become who we're meant to be again. And that is that speedboat that can focus on community, focus on connection, focus on people, and focus on a pathway to better, better as a business, better as individuals, you know, and that's something that you're the first group that I've even talked to about it, because what we found ourselves is this big.
And here we are. I guess the second group he's talked to about it. Indirectly.
Barge in the water. And I think that the most exciting thing for me is getting back to what we're great at and getting back to why we started what we started. And that was to make an impact in people's lives. It was to inspire people to become better versions of themselves. And that's not just done through virtual connection. And it's something that we've been talking a lot about. Even here, we're at Disney. We went over to Disney with some close friends yesterday and some business partners. And it's a magical place for me because
I'm going to stop him right there. I have watched this part already, but I really try to be very careful with giving content warnings in the event that somebody could be triggered. And so I'm going to give a content warning. He's going to talk about Walt Disney. He's going to talk about Walt Disney's upbringing. And he's also going to talk about Walt Disney being essayed. So he only mentions it one time, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were prepared for that. So that is coming. Just be aware of that.
You know, we're sitting here on Disney Dirt and we're around you know, millions and millions of people that are experiencing happiness and joy, and they're experiencing of like what can be because of one man's dream and one man that was willing to go above and beyond to achieve his dream. And a lot of
Brian, first of all, Pruveit is never going to be anything like Disney. I know you probably want it to be, but there's no way that Pruveit will ever have the revenue or the brand awareness that Disney has. I know you're hanging on to this story of Walt Disney and how he, you know, with Mickey and Oswald. And I know that you're really hanging on to this story, hoping that it encourages your promoters to stick around a little bit longer and buy all the products. I know that you are hoping that that's going to be the case, but I don't think that that will ever happen. We're talking about Disney and we're talking about a multi-level marketing company. It's not going to happen.
People don't understand this about Walt Disney, but you know, he grew up in a very dark childhood.
This is where he mentions essay. So I guess if you want to mute, then I'll wave once he's done talking about it.
You know, he was abused and sexually abused as a child, and he's a magnificent individual.
Okay, we're done with that.
Because he was able to forge that darkness and that loneliness and those trials and tribulations to create joy for so many people. And the reason I'm saying that is that's what we're seated in as a community. It's the reason that I chose community-based marketing 20 years ago to commit my life to.
You really chose, what was it, Riplin 20 years ago for community? I'm going to need you to be real right now, Brian. Be so for real right now. You did not join Riplin or create Riplin. If that was 20 years ago, let's see, that was 2004. I'm not sure the time frame on Riplin offhand, but no, it had nothing to do with community. It had everything to do with, in my opinion, making a quick buck. Oh, yuck.
Wasn't just because you could make millions of dollars. I like making money. There's no doubt. There's nothing wrong with us liking that. but it was something that was bigger.
There's nothing wrong with liking making money. I agree with that. However, the thing that you're leaving out, Brian, is that you have a pyramid of distributors where in 2022, the median income was less than $11 for the year. So you're up here talking about how, oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with making money when the majority of the people in your company that are trusting you and their uplines are not making any money. In fact, it's costing them money according to your own income disclosure statement, which I have provided in the video description if you guys want that, if you'd like to look at that. That is disgusting. The flexing of the cars, the special deals, the alleged special deals, the lawsuits, you know, do you have a promoter position in Pruveit, Brian? You know, so you're sitting here talking about, oh, I have, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with making money. But the irony of that is that the majority of the people in your company are not making money. And probably the majority of people on this call where he's like, hey, I'm at Disney and went with some few friends and there's joy all around me. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with making money. And there's people, the majority of them on this call, statistically, more than likely are not making any money with this company. But go ahead and buy the 3 boxes like Megan wanted you to. Disgusting.
The level of fulfillment of understanding that we have a gift that we can go share with other people to not only give them a platform to achieve their dreams, but more importantly, give them an awareness and a level of conscientiousness on what it's going to take to live free, to achieve those dreams. And I think what the world is starving for is what we created. And the reason I'm saying that is because you asked me what I'm the most excited about is beginning with the new again, beginning and starting a new again. And
that's not how that works. Pruveit was started in 2015. You don't just get to say, oh, we're going to redo it. Unless you're talking about Frequenz, which according to Michael Rutherford's lawsuit, allegedly this person was recruiting people in Michael Rutherford's downline, again, according to the lawsuit, into Frequenz, a Terry LaCour owned company. So maybe that's what he's referring to, starting new. But you can't just say, you know what? It's 2024. I know we started Pruveit in 2015 and, you know, we're just going to go ahead and start over again. Let's just redo it. It doesn't work that way. Lindsay G, member for 8 months. Nothing says leadership like flexing about your trip to Disney in front of people making negative money every year. You know what? This right here. I mean, I'm not applauding because these people are losing money. I'm applauding because that right there, absolutely accurate and disgusting.
As we were walking around Epcot Center and getting on the Gardens of the Galaxy and then literally, you know, getting in a car.
Yes, there's a black box to the left of it because in this video, he's recording from his phone and they're on a Zoom and they didn't change the settings in order to accommodate for that. So that's what the black box is. It's just part of their video.
I'm going across town to the Magic Kingdom and walking down Main Street and seeing the castle and seeing Walt sitting there with Mickey waiting for the fireworks. I was actually telling the story in the first 2 years and 3 years that we built some of the foundation that you guys are seeing, like the Nick Martinez or the Stephanie.
Can you imagine if this were to happen? Also, Danny, thank you for being a member for 19 months. Can you imagine if CEOs were forced to disclose special deals and income disclosures on the call? Like, imagine if Brian was like, hey, you know, yes, I'm the CEO of this company and I am getting a salary for that position and for the decisions and the activities that I do as the CEO of the company. In addition to, I also have an alleged promoter position account, if you will, that I move people under and, you know, provide extra income in addition to all of these extra side deals where I'm getting a percentage of Michael Rutherford's alleged downline. Yeah, I said that weird, but, you know, imagine if they had to come clean about this stuff. Listen, this is how I'm going to say this. Imagine the skeletons in his closet. I mean, the audacity. And if I could tell you everything that I know, I absolutely would, but I cannot. But the audacity of this person.
Milkies or the Brittany Andersons or some of you that I see on the call, is we literally, and I used you as an example, Nick Martinez. I was like, probably in a course of 6 months, Nick came to Florida. We huddled up with a handful of people that wanted better. They wanted to make an impact. They were zealous about beginning their hopes and dreams.
They were what?
And we toured, the Magic Kingdom and the facilities, and it allowed people to dream big. But more importantly, what happened was there was a connection that happened, a relationship that happened. We took our kids and we took their kids and we created an experience. Blake was just reminding me one of the greatest things that he loved when he first came on board and we started this partnership together was it was around Christmas time. And we took 28 orphans along with some of our leadership and some of our families, and we all went to Disney together. And then we had Santa bring them gifts. And these orphans were from the age of 6 to 16 years old, and some of them had never been to Walt Disney before. And this isn't about Walt Disney, but it's about what were we focused on? And we were focused on forging relationships. We were focused on really connecting with people, not just through text message, which, listen, I'm a prime example, and COVID even made me worse. Like, if I can sit there and text you
I'm glad you're admitting it, at least. Because what I saw from him and this company around the time of the pandemic was atrocious. Selling, like the Tide pens that were branded for Pruvit, selling lint rollers that were branded for Pruvit, selling hand sanitizer when there was that shortage that were branded for Pruvit, encouraging people to recruit other people into what I believe is a product-based pyramid scheme for $1, but then saying, oh, but now you have to buy, these products because you got to be a product of the product. Then they get on a Zoom and they hear things like Megan just said on this not that long ago, make sure you buy 3 boxes so you get a 20% discount. That's the promo, right? So how many boxes are we buying, you guys? I'm just glad that he's admitting in his own words in this video that the pandemic made him worse. I feel like that's the most honest thing he's said in all of this, in my opinion.
Things, but that's not the same as even getting on the phone. And it's definitely not the same as sitting and spending time together or spending 2 to 3 days together to understand who we are and what we're playing for and why we're doing it. And then also get a sense of what is in store for us. And so, that's kind of the commitment that I'm looking this summer as us, charging forward together. And we're going to start with releasing a campaign. We're springing into summer. Now we're into summer. So you're going to see like a summer slim down coming up in July.
I'm sorry, what? A summer slim down. But see, here's the thing. Pruvit has always talked about how their product is not for weight loss, because you can't say that with the FTC. That's a health claim. But I've noticed recently that they're switching that now, and they are mentioning weight loss, which I find interesting. And this is where my prediction is I'm going to give my prediction, I guess is how I should have said that. I think that they're going to start talking about the Keto Pro or Protones or whatever you call them. They were called Protones when I was a part of Pruvit. And I think that they're going to start focusing on, getting more protein in your diet, which I think is an awesome thing, just not coming from people in Pruvit. And if I remember correctly, the Keto Protones or Keto Pro, I think is what they call it now, has something like 4 or 6 grams of protein. It is hardly a protein shake, even though that's how they market it. And it's hardly a meal replacement shake, which is how I've also personally experienced them marketing that product. Just eat real food. You'll get more protein out of having actual food than drinking their product. So I think that they're going to start pushing that from some of the videos and things that I've been sent. In addition to, I think they're going to roll out some sort of a macro coach certification thing because they need that revenue. So I think that's going to be the next course. But you guys let me know what you think. I think it's disgusting. I hope that people do not buy this next course. I hope that people don't waste their money, and I hope people get out of Pruveit. Because if the people aren't buying the course, if the people are the certification, if people are not buying the product, then nobody gets hurt financially, you know. Ah, thanks, Fancy Beast. I appreciate you so much. Let's play a sound effect. This is right. Classic. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We're going to release our Summit at the Sea in October, where we all can get together. And I think that my encouragement would be challenging people to a new standard. It's something that I've been passionate about, you know, and that's what great coaches do. Great coaches don't cater to what you want. They instead, they raise your standard and push you to what you need. And I think that, you know,
I mean, are you the coach? Is that why you're bringing this up? Are you saying that you are the coach? Who is the coach in this scenario? That's what I want to know. This is not somebody I would want to be coached by. This is not somebody that I would ever be in a room with, even if I was a part. Well, no, I shouldn't say it that way, because who I am today and who I was when I was in Pruveit are two very different individuals, in my opinion. And so would I be in a room with this person? No, I would not. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go watch my Cruella video from last year. I think it was last year. Yeah. Go watch my Cruella video from October of last year. And everything that I'm saying here is alleged and in my opinion. Okay. Oh, another Dr. Pepper fun. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. Let's play a sound effect because, you know. Yeah. Hold on.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We have a real opportunity to, you know, really raise the standard for so many people's lives if we're willing to connect and willing to heal, you know, or let go of what's dragging us down or holding us back and really soar and fly. And when we're soaring and flying and we're living free, we inspire other people to do the same. And, you know, I think sometimes the message can get lost because we focus so much on, you know, ketones or compensation. Ketones are an economic way for us to profit as we're developing community and people. And it just so happens that it's a real technology that, by the way, is going to be recognized as its own category in the world. And we haven't even touched the chasm. Like, market penetration is not even at 1% yet, which means if you're an entrepreneur, massive opportunity.
Plot twist. None of the people in Pruveit are actually entrepreneurs. Why? Because they're independent contractors with Pruveit. They get a 1099 if they live in the United States. They are not business owners. So I love that he's saying that. If you're an entrepreneur, but none of them are.
But the thing that we have to realize is we're dealing with human beings. So dealing with human beings, there's the yin and the yang, is that most people don't achieve a high level of success because they're not connected really internally with their own spirit or their own goals or dreams. Or
Brian, are you okay? I've never heard you talk like this. I mean, I've never heard you talk like this, but what you are talking about, I have never heard you talk about being connected to spirit, to your spirit. What? Are you okay? This is wild. This is wild.
You know, align their ambition with what it takes to get there and have a team to support them in getting there. Most people self-sabotage themselves. Well, most people quietly quit before they ever even get started on their way to their destiny.
But see, I don't believe for 1 second that people's destiny has anything to do with Pruveit. And I love how he talks about quiet quitting. That's fascinating to me because that's typically done in a job, and in a job where people have certain duties and they're getting paid an hourly wage or a salary, where none of these people in Pruveit are getting any of that unless they have some kind of a special side deal, you know?
The ones that don't quietly quit, once they start achieving success that was beyond their scope of what they thought they could achieve, they get scared to death and they adopt imposter syndrome and they self-sabotage it. And the thing that I love
Is that person in the room with us now, Brian? Are you looking in a mirror? I don't understand what's happening here.
is our community has become so conscious and aware, and the trainings that we do help alleviate those things. Not that it's not going to happen in your journey to success. And by the way, it's not just Pruveit. If you were starting a hotel chain or you were starting a lawn care service, there's going to be a threshold where you're going to hit a ceiling, and you're going to have to make a lot of decisions internally, is if you want to grow past that ceiling, or if you've already outpunted your coverage, meaning you're more successful than you thought you were going to be.
I love how he uses all these like sports terms. He's talking about coaching. He's like, if you've already outpunted your coverage, Brian, stop it.
And you're always going to have opportunities or challenges in your life to either grow from a circumstance or let the circumstance put you, defeat you, so to speak. And so I think my long...
Are you feeling defeated, Brian? Is it because people are leaving Pruveit? Are you feeling defeated because sales are down? Is that what's happening here?
Long-winded answer for you, Nick, is I'm excited about starting anew again, but that's going to take us connecting with each other. The thing I miss the most is how much connection and activity of connection that we had up until COVID. And I still don't believe, I think our community still does it at a higher level than any community out there, but we're not at the standard that we set. And until we get to that standard, we won't see real momentum. And I'm excited about establishing momentum through connections. And I always say this, and it's my dad said it, is, believe in those that don't believe in themselves sometimes to get themselves over the hump. Because it's like my dad said, is that, it doesn't matter where you are in life. It only matters where you're going. And where you're going is up to you. And, that's where we are. No one can determine where we're going as a community, as a company, or as individuals. But I can tell you.
See, now, I don't think that's true. I think people can see where Pruveit is going because people are leaving the company, and the sheer amount of lawsuits between you, Brian Underwood, and Pruveit, and Michael Rutherford, amongst other people, is absolutely absurd. Revenue allegedly being down, and that's why I think they came out with this course in May, and the comp plan changes that happened in January after the lawsuit was settled with Keisha and Michael Rutherford, just roughly 6 weeks later, to where people aren't getting paid as much, and people admitting allegedly that their income is dropping. And I think that's why this course was rolled out, is because they needed that revenue, and they're going to need it again in July. And I think that's why they're going to roll out another course in July, another certification, if you will, is because I think the numbers are down. Yeah. But what do y'all think?
Is we're going to do some magnificent, incredible things, create some amazing experiences.
He doesn't know.
As we start seeing ketones in our technology become more and more commercialized or adopted in the marketplace, we're all going to be also able to bear the fruits of that. And so I'm super excited about all of you all becoming authorities in that. Through our coaching program and some of the new programs we're rolling out. And, we're in the process of really creating a lot of new campaigns, movements. And so you all just hold on to your seatbelts, and I would say plug in. And, I believe that life is exactly what you dare to make it, so to speak, is that you're going to get 10 times more out of what you invest into this community, into the people that you're working with. Oh, can you go get a picture of that? Oh, too late. That was the Cybertruck. I was going to get a picture of it for you, Nick. The wrap is really cool, though, isn't it? You'll get 10 times more out of what you invest into this. But those that don't...
I'm sorry. What just happened? He's on a company call, from the sounds of it. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, can you go get a picture of that Cybertruck? Because Nick just bought a Cybertruck, which I would not I would not spend the money on that. I would not buy a Cybertruck. That's wild for so many reasons. But Brian, are you okay? Here's the thing. So the lisp or slurring in this video, I've never seen from him. But also this is what has me concerned. If you look at some of his pictures or videos, his left eye is starting to droop a little bit. Now, why am I talking about this? I've done a lot of debunking. We've had some laughs here, of course. But seriously, Brian, if you see this, if you happen to see this, I hope that you pay attention, because your left eye is starting to droop a little bit. And it's not just me that's noticing it. And I hope people that are closest to you are mentioning it to you. So now we have this slurring. We have his left eye drooping. And why am I saying that? Because if you go back and you look at some of his content that he's put out, you can see his left eye drooping. You can see the area of his eyelid that doesn't usually get exposed to sunlight is becoming more and more exposed to sunlight. You can go back if that is something that you are interested in investigating on your own. You guys can, of course. But Brian, I hope that you're, I guess the best way I want to say is I hope you're getting that checked out, because it looks different to me. And that's yeah, I'm just going to say it like that. I hope that you get that checked out, because anyways, I don't know how else to word that, but get it checked out. Now I'm even more concerned with his speech in this video, and maybe he had a couple drinks, or maybe he has Invisalign in, or maybe he had some dental work or something along those lines, maybe, but it has me nervous for him. I'll just say it that way. And please don't try and diagnose him, you guys. But yeah, it has me nervous.
It's very easy to let go of. And, you know, Vince Lombardi, who's one of the greatest football coaches of all times, he always said,
sports things.
The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. And I believe that the more you invest into people, the bigger return you're going to get, you know. And
how exactly are you investing into people, Brian? By your presence on the Zoom? You've got to be kidding me. By coming up with courses that mean nothing in the real world, that people are paying a lot of money, which in my opinion is just a revenue bump for Proveit that is needed, again, in my opinion. How exactly are you pouring into people? Oh man, I don't know if I want to say this. Are you pouring into people when I'm going to think about it, and I'll come back to that point.
Sometimes it's easy to retreat on ourselves or to quit ourselves.
Are you pouring into people when you have your alleged private parties at your house, Brian? Because I don't know that I would call that pouring into people, in my opinion, allegedly.
But when we're invested in other people and other people have invested in us, it allows us to tap into more of our potential, and it gives us the courage sometimes to stay and fight through the uncomfortableness that it takes to get to another level, to become better, and to experience things that, you know, we're destined and meant to experience. So those are some of the things I'm excited for. And I believe, you know, you all get ready for Summit at the Sea. It's going to be a fun announcement we're going to make at the beginning of the month, next month. We just got everything booked. You know, and it's going to be a fun trip. So hopefully we'll see all of you on that early fall, but we'll release it this summer. So with that being said, I'll turn it back over to you, Nick.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I think everybody in their brain's like, wait, Summit at Sea? What's this? When is this? How's this going to be? That's exciting. Trips, community, connection are all things that inspired me when I first got started. And it was going on a trip like what you're just talking about, where I got to hear some other stories, see what was possible, that I created a vision for myself. I set my sights on.
Is this a later call?
I mean, no, this is the entire community. Everybody's leading.
Okay, well, I was going to say.
Brian, you don't even know if this is a leader call or all of your promoters in the company. Are you kidding me? Oh, because priorities are never in conflict. So what he's saying is that the Pruvit promoters, because he was so late, they just weren't a priority. That should speak volumes.
This for the people that are developing organizations, and you've been a part of what we're doing as a company, create your own experiences too. Nick used to create experiences.
Hey, Nick, how's that position in send out cards? It's interesting that Pruvit has gone after so many people that were a part of multiple companies and sued them. And it's been this whole, in my opinion, abuse of the legal system. But, Nick, his link still works for send out cards. How is that allowed? Oh, because the rules apply to thee, not to me, right? Yeah, because I feel like that is like the mission statement of this company, in my opinion.
At the labs, and he would take brand new people and invite them to Dallas, and they would do a little summit in Dallas, touring our labs to actually see the tangibility of how many people are supporting what you're doing in the marketplace.
Brian, you have met your word count for the day. Probably about an hour ago, you met your word count. So just wrap it on up, guy. Wrap it up.
Create your own events, like create your own experiences. Just like Nick, I remember we did a campaign one time, and whoever won, you brought to Disney with you. And so my point being is, like, don't wait for the summit of the seas. If you're a leader on this call, you have an organization, make it a point to get together with people. Organically, how people have built our industry for the last 30 years is they've always started locally. Why? Because there's more connection. We didn't have
what? I'm pretty sure multi-level marketing has been around a lot longer than 30 years. How do I know that? I read Ponzonomics, and I suggest y'all read it too. It's been around for longer than 30 years. What in the world?
Zoom. We didn't have Instagram and ways to hide behind technology. Like local parties, like do a local party, do a local get together, get some time with people, and never let go of that, because that is the baseline. Your business is only going to be as good as the
number of people that you recruit into your downline that are also contributing to the endless chain of ordering products, whether it's for personal consumption or front loading. I just wanted to finish that sentence for him because I know he's gonna leave that part out. But
the link that binds it, the new links of what's binding it. And what I mean by that, the links are people. What's bonding those people? If it's just virtual, it's easy to break. But if there's investment in real relationships at the foundation, at the new, then it's strength, and strength builds strength. But your business is only going to be as congruent or as strong as the relationships that you keep with your business and with the new people.
Then, Brian, why do people that are part of the inner circle keep leaving your circle? Why does that keep happening? That's kind of odd, right? Maybe the common denominator is you, Brian. Perhaps. I don't know.
People that are coming on board. And so I encourage you and challenge you all to create an event to connect and develop community. It doesn't matter if it's 3 people. If it's 3 people, it's an event, right? You and 2 other people, that's an event. But take time and invest and spend time with people, and watch what happens to your business.
I love it. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
The mission and the vision of Pruvit. I remember in the very beginning, Brian would ask from stage, guys, what's the mission of Pruvit? It's to help people become the best versions of themselves.
And I think that there is a very, very, very long list of people that were a part of Pruvit that will admit that no, Pruvit did not help them become a better version of themselves. I'll include myself in that. Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, this is gross.
And when you talk about Pruvit, I know a lot of you are new and you might not have heard the Pruvit. Like, what does Pruvit mean? And it's your it. What's your it? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to be a better dad, Nick? Pruvit. You want to run a marathon, Nick? Pruvit. Well, it just so happens we have products that support me in becoming a better father. Why? It provides me more.
I'm sorry. Drinking ketones does not make you a better father. Are you kidding me? I can't roll my eyes hard enough.
Patience, more energy, like more joy. We also have a community and we have events that support me in truly becoming better.
I need that sound effect.
So if we all remember that ketones are just a piece of this, but our true mission, our true vision as a community is to help people to step into their best life, to help people realize that more is possible for themselves. So I know we covered a ton on this Zoom, guys. I'm really excited.
You actually didn't cover anything, Nick. And Brian didn't cover anything. And Brittany wasted a lot of people's time trying to figure out what was supposed to happen and why Brian wasn't on the call. And Megan just told people to order 3 boxes, when the new flavors come out, because they need to be a product of the product, essentially. So weird way to say nothing was covered. Cool.
For the kickoff to summer tomorrow, it's gonna come fast, and I'm telling you, some of these flavors are probably gonna sell out pretty quick. So make sure that you get the word out. Make sure that you're communicating and plugged in, and let's have a fun summer. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more. Have a great day. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Nick, you look real uncomfortable. Are you okay? Are you good? Anyways, yeah, what a wild ride, guys. What did you think about that? First of all, is everybody okay? Because I know that was a lot of word salad, just like Britt said here. Covered a lot of word salad, in my opinion. I'm shocked that he's not doing the Zoom in a Pruvit t-shirt. That's very off-brand for him. Indeed, fancy beast. Indeed it is. Aaron, nothing is ever covered. I mean, yeah. But we got to talk about it, Please tell me these folks don't have to do another live to kick off summer. They have suffered enough. I agree. That was lit. Thanks, Chelsea. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you so much. If you have not already liked the video today, or if you're a part of Pruvit and you don't like that I'm speaking out about things that I am speaking out about, you can thumbs down it. I really don't care. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And guys, I have something to tell you. On Friday, my response to Nilo Life's cease and desist is coming out this Friday in a few days, as of the time of this live stream. So that will be live at 12 p.m. Pacific time. And now I know I'm a little biased, but I feel like it's a good video. And Ava's editing was so incredible. So I cannot wait for you guys to see it. It'll be up Thursday, which is tomorrow at the time of this live stream for members. So if you're a member, you can check that out. And yeah, I have sprinkled that in other live streams, but I feel like, Nilo Life needs their own video. So yeah. And what else did I felt like I had something else. Also check out my website, aaronbees.com. It is listed in the video description. If you have content that you would like me to see, information, upcoming Zooms or whatever, you can submit all of that. It has my personal training information, has social media, has all of that stuff all in one place. So aaronbees.com is how you can check that out. And check out the sources and the information that is shared in the video description. And guys, don't join an MLM. Don't do that. Easter eggs, Aaron. Now that video will be lit. Indeed. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. And if you got all the way through this video and you are part of the replay crew, actually, wait. Yeah, let me back up. Let's rewind that. Ava, cut that out. I'm just kidding. It's not an edited video. But if you made it all the way to the end, drop an Easter egg emoji in the comments so that people that are watching this go, what? What is that? Just for funsies, if you will. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go make dinner. We are having salsa fresca chicken. So I need to go get cooking. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your comments. Welcome to the new members. Happy anniversary to the members that celebrated a milestone. And I'll see you on the next video, which will be Friday. Neela Life. Neela Life. That's going to be your moment. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Once I find what I need to click on every single time, I never prepare. Okay. Have a good one.